Hey, welcome back to DIY Willy. I think today we've been doing a lot of videos on the Baja Razor. So I think today we're going to get back on a project I kind of forgot about. As if you may know, if you follow my channel, I was building the Raptor, Briggs Raptor engine. And I kind of put it on the side, on the back burner really, to work on the Baja Razor project to get it wired up and get the engine started. So now that the engine started and we know that we've got more work to do, obviously lots of more work to do, I'm going to go look for the the Briggs Raptor engine and dig it out of there, clear the table because there's stuff just been piling up over there. And then we got to go find Max. Max is over here somewhere buried and I haven't ridden him in months. So I got to dig Max out. Max has Briggs the Bigs on it right now. We're going to get Briggs the Bigs off and we'll put the Raptor block on. We got to build a header and hopefully, cross our fingers, it starts. So yeah, let's go take a look at that table back there, see if we can find the Raptor block, and then we'll go look for Max. All right. All right, so Max is over here on the workbench. As you can see, let me turn some lights on. As you can see, it's got a bunch of stuff all over it. These are all the bags of bolts for the razor. There's tubs and plastic screws. I mean, there's miscellaneous screws. And there's stuff all over the place. We need to get to the Raptor. And, well, let me get some cleanup going on. And I'll get back with you guys after the cleanup. All right, so it looks like I got this area cleaned up enough that I can get back to work on the Raptor engine, the Briggs Raptor. The next thing we need to do, we already got the coil in, and they got the carburetor on. I'm not sure I'm going to use this carburetor, however, I might just use it for testing. But this is a 19 millimeter, and it probably should be a 22 millimeter, or 20, at least 20, or 22 millimeter. That over there, I believe, is a 22 millimeter or maybe 24. I don't remember. But we can try starting it with this one. You know, it's definitely bigger probably than what came on it originally. I've got my exhaust flange already here. I need to come up with a pipe that'll come straight out to a muffler or whatever. But first, the most important thing is the starter. This is the starter cup that goes on there. Of course, the bolt's already on there, but the starter cup is on there. It protrudes quite a bit out. Yeah, watch. It protrudes quite a ways out. And if you know, this is the starter I chose to use. I need to put a new string in it. But, you know, this part of the crankshaft is right where this part needs to go inside the starter cup. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off about a 1/2 inch from the bolt, and then I'll be able to use this setup on there. It should work just fine with the washer and the nut. So I need to do that. I'm going to do that right now off camera. Get my grinder and just mark this out about a 1/2 inch and give it a cut. I'll probably take the cover off and put some paper or maybe my leathers over it or something to protect everything. Give it a cut and we can put it all back together. So I got the shaft trimmed down and now this piece will fit in there and should engage. So I already torqued the bolt. I torqued it to about 56 foot-pounds. And I don't know what the Briggs is, but that's what the Predators are. Now I need to get a new string in here. New pull string and handle. And this thing will be ready to bolt on. Also, however, I had these new little screws that I bought to go in here to hold the new pull start on. And I've lost them. I don't know where they went. That's what happens when you... Let's go ahead and put a new string in here and our new pull start string, and then we can go ahead and put it on. So, several hours later, I've got the Raptor block all together with the pull start. I got the new string in there, pulls. I got the shaft cut. I cut, oh, maybe 3/4 of an inch off the shaft. I got the intake gasket in. There's the exhaust flange. I don't have the exhaust gasket there. It's over here somewhere. And yeah, the Raptor's looking pretty good. Pretty darn good, if I say so. This is the kill wire. I have to change the type of plug on it, because this is using a Predator coil. One of the new Predator coils that I took off one of the other engines. Probably the Monster 212 engine. This is the stock coil that came from that engine. I did, however, put a new wire on it. I wanted the red wire instead of the black wire. I didn't want the long. I don't see it here anymore, but it looked like this. It looked like this one, and I didn't want that on there anymore. I wanted a nice small boot and just a red wire. So the coil is installed, gapped already. It looks good. I don't have any oil in it. I'm debating whether to put some oil in it and throw some starter fluid and see if it'll fire, but I'll leave it alone. I need to make the exhaust pipe. I think I'm going to use this material here. This fits my header flange really nice. I can tack it in there with the TIG, but I don't want it just going like this. I'll probably cut it here just before the radius, and then over here just before the radius, and put the two pieces together as one long piece. And then I have one of the mufflers that I can put on, you know, over here somewhere, with that all welded together, and it should look pretty good, sound pretty good. Overall, I can wire brush the wheel rust off this, and put the WD-40 on it, and as it gets hot, it'll turn kind of a blue-gray color, maybe that color, I don't know. But yeah, there's the Raptor build all back together. It's ready to go. It's a little bit weak in the spring, but that's okay. I can pull that out a little bit more and trim it back too, so it's not so floppy. But that's all right. That's a new handle, some new string. It's good to go. I didn't show that either. I've showed that before in other videos of redoing those. That's putting that new string, starter pull string in there. And well, I didn't show it this time. This is a new handle and new string. I had a couple of other options, but I was having a hard time getting them started in there. This one worked perfect. Again, up on the intake, I got the breather, or the fuel pump type vacuum, where it puts a barb fitting in there. I got that, put a plug in there so we don't have a problem there, with some Loctite to seal it. The carburetor's at a nice angle. I like the way that goes. It just needs a filter on it. Yeah, we're ready. We need to go dig up Max now, get him out of there, put him up here by the front so that we can get Briggs the Briggs off and put the Raptor block on there. Let's go look for Max. Over here in the mess of the other side of the garage, my welding table is not being used as a welding table right now. It's just got a lot of trash on it. Max is down there. You can see him behind the bug body. I need to roll the bug body out of the way and probably the welding table out, and then we can bring Max out. Maybe we'll try to start Briggs the Briggs. Maybe take him for a ride. I don't know. We'll see. And we need to get him out of there. I've got all the stuff out of the way. I've got a clear path to get Max out of here, kind of. See if we can get him out without running over my toes or hurting me or anything like that. Pretty dusty. It's been sitting back there for a while. Yeah, there's Max. kickstand down. And wow, what a mess. I should sweep this while I have everything out. Nah, I'm gonna put everything back. Alright. I got Max out. Man, is it dusty and dirty. I mean, this thing is filthy. Hasn't been doing any good sitting back there. Little bit of gas residue on the carburetor, I can see. Yeah, everything else looks to be okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of wipe it down a little bit. You know, I need a new screw, new bolt for that. Yeah, poor Max, man. I left the gas all the way open, so it drained out, evaporated, whatever. Carburetor's probably a mess. Although this is ethanol-free gas, so it shouldn't make that much of a mess. Yeah. Wow. So I'm gonna wipe it down a little bit, see if I can't clean it up, and then maybe we'll put some gas in it and see if it'll fire off, and take it for a little quick ride up and down my street right here before we take Max off. I don't know, before we take the Briggs off. I don't know if the other Raptor, how it's going to fit in here, especially with the torque converter. I really don't know. I need to get some more chain so I can have lots of chain to swap around on. You know, different engines or different lengths of chain. I haven't ridden this that much since I put the Briggs. I think I rode it twice maybe since I put the engine back on. It's been a while. It's been a little short while. So throttle still works. I hope the brakes still work. Yep, brakes still work. So let me get some rags and some cleaner, and I'm gonna wipe it down a little bit. Okay, quick little time lapse. Really needs hand wash with lots of water and soap, and really to clean it up. An old mechanic friend of mine told me always use a little ATF on the forks when they're in storage or after they've been washed to kind of lubricate them. I don't have any ATF, or I'd do that. I did use my Super Clean to help clean some of the oil residue that Biggs leaked out over time on the engine pan there, the engine plate. Gas tank cleaned up pretty good. I'd like to take some polish and kind of maybe polish it out. But yeah, I think we should put some gas in it. See if we can get Biggs to fire off. I don't see why he wouldn't run unless the carburetor's just all goobered up, you know. In which case we'll take it out and we'll throw it through the sonic cleaner and put it back together, and on she be. It would be fine. So let's throw some gas in here. We'll see if Biggs will fire off and run. If it runs strong, we'll take it down the street. We'll give it a try. All right, let's see what Biggs can do here. We'll turn our fuel on. We got a little bit of choke. I'll set it upright. Kind of let the gas get down in the carburetor. Give it a couple pulls. I don't expect it to light off right away. Not bad, Biggs. Take the choke off. That's Biggs. That's not bad. Come on, Biggs. All right. The oil gone. Got a little mess. we go. He's been running pretty good. But I don't think we'll take him for a ride today, though. Yeah, it's getting kind of late for me. I gotta pack up, clean up, and go inside. I spent too much time putting that Raptor together to go ahead and ride Biggs and take it off. We'll have to do it in the next video of the Raptor. But yeah, as you saw, the Raptor's put back together. We got Biggs the Briggs dug out of his hole over there. Got him kind of wiped down, cleaned up. The next video, hopefully maybe I'll have the exhaust made already for the Raptor, and we can take Biggs for a ride real quick before we take him off when I have more time to do it right. The chain, everything's going to be an issue. I know. I don't know how it's going to sit in there, which engine plate I'm going to use, if I just use the 1-inch standoffs, or if I have the engine plate that pushes the engine up and forward. I don't know which one the Raptor's going to use. So for right now, I'm going to end this video here, where I've got it. We showed getting the pull start on and the Raptor kind of finalized, except for the exhaust. The pull start works perfect. Where's that piece I cut off the shaft? Right here. I cut about 1 inch off of the crankshaft on the Biggs, on the Raptor, for that pull start. And well, it's all good. We'll wrap it up another day this week. We'll get that one, the exhaust made, and we'll get Biggs off of here after we take it for a little quick ride. And that's it. We'll call it a day right now. I got to clean up the shop a little bit, the garage, and I've been doing a lot. It's getting late now. So if you liked the video, give it a like, thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And always come back to DIY Willy for the Baja Razor project, my mini bikes, which I'm getting back into, my small engines, my Silverado, my Suzuki Samurai, everything that I work on. Please go through, check out the playlist for all my different builds. And always come back to DIY Willy, and I'll see you next time. Bye. You know what? I can't leave this video off here. I have to put the Raptor on max and try to finish out this video. I still have to need to make the exhaust, and I got to put some oil in the Raptor. Got to figure out a chain. I don't even know if what chain, if I have any chain that's long enough, or if I have to try to piece some sections together. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I gotta show this engine being ran and wrap this video up. So I've got Max here set up, ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Try to take it for a little ride, just a little ride. I mean, I'm talking about just down to the curb, down to the speed bump, up to the other speed bump, and back. I don't want to ride it too much. Then we'll get back. We'll get it taken apart and figure out how we can put the Raptor on there, and if we're going to need more chain. So I say we get right on that, and let's get this video going and wrap up this Briggs Raptor build. All right, so I've got Biggs and Max set up out here. Let's give it a couple of pulls and see if it'll start up again. And we'll try just to take it for a quick ride up around here. Again, not a very big ride, just a little quick ride. I was putting Briggs in the garage and forgot about you guys. I've turned off the fuel, and I'm just gonna let it burn the carburetor, the fuel out of the carburetor. All right, so I've got Max up in the air. I prefer to work on it like this. I think the last video I did of it on the last video I did of Max, I also did up in the air like this. It was something to do with the sprockets and wheels and bearings and all that kind of stuff. So we got Max up here. We got the chain off. The chain was new when we changed the sprocket, and now I'm going to head and take the CVT off, the clutch. I'll get the exhaust off. And the exhaust studs are ARC rod bolts that I retapped 7/16 and use them as the exhaust bolts. So you know, those bolts aren't supposed to be used that much, and but they're fine for exhaust bolts. They'll work perfect. Anyway, I'll get all this off, and then we can get to the motor mounts and get this thing out of here. All right, so that was our last bolt. Because Briggs has the dipstick on this side, we're going to pull the motor out this way. Here we go with the Raptor. Let's see here. May have to take the spark plug out to get it to fit. Also, the top of the carburetor is going to be a problem. Well, it is going to be sitting too tall. I've got to take the riser plate off. Okay, we can do that. So I think taking the riser plate off, we're going to be limited to a centrifugal clutch instead of the CVT like Briggs was using. The engine's just too tall. Wow, I got the engine plate off, and look at that. An oily gas and oil bunch of goo under the engine plate. It's all over the engine plate there. Got a little bit on the floor. Yeah, this is a perfect time for super clean. Here we go, guys. This super clean will clean that right up immediately, just with a wipe over rag. So they provide the cleaning products for the channel, and well, I'm glad to have them. So here we go with our super clean. I'm gonna get this floor cleaned up before, here we go, before I make a mess all over. That's all I need is spread this stuff around even more. This is a nice foaming action one. And that stuff just wipes away. Doesn't take a lot. Does not take a lot. Cleans it right up. Leaves it streak free. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Super clean saves the day. Perfecto. That's what we need. Thank you, super clean. Cleaning that mess up. Alright. Now let's get the Raptor block put back up in there. See how she fit. Ooh, a lot easier. I'll tell you though, another problem has shown itself. All right, so here it is sitting in the frame, and our holes, you can see, almost line up. One little problem right there. I need to grind the oil plug a little bit to get the holes to line up and move the engine further forward. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, take it back off, take that oil plug out, and just grind it down about almost a 1/4 inch, and that should get us in the ballpark of where we need to be. But it looks good in there. Let's see the other side. Wow, looks good. All right, hope it runs as good as it looks. Okay, let's get that drain plug ground down, and we'll get it bolted in. All right, so we got the Briggs Raptor in max, the frame. Again, one more obstacle I have to overcome. Got to make a run to pick up some new bolts. It seems none of the bolts I have for putting the block in or mounting it to the engine plate are long enough. They come up too short. I barely bite one or two threads, and that's not enough. In fact, I already stripped out one of the bolts trying to tighten it up a little bit. So I got to get longer bolts. I had some longer metric bolts, but they were too long. The shoulder on them was too long, and I don't have enough washers to cover the shoulder. So I have to go get some new bolts. So hopefully I can do that tonight, maybe, and get back to this tomorrow. I don't know. But I figured for in the meantime, we'll work on the exhaust. So what I have for the exhaust is the tube here that meets into the header right there, header flange. And we're just going to stick that in there like, not like that, one-handed. We're just going to fit that in there like that, with this angle pointing up. Hopefully it'll clear the fender better. And then we'll take this piece here and we'll just stack it right there. And we're going to try the TIG welder and weld it up in place. And that will be our exhaust. And then we'll have the muffler go right out the back like that. So it gets a little bit of rise and it'll go right out the back. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this fit up. And then we'll break out the TIG welder and we'll weld it up. I got to clean it up really nice, scrub it, soap it, rinse it out, whatever, put some acetone on it, try to get it as clean as possible so I can get the best weld. Got a little hot. Again, it's getting a little hot. I better let the piece cool down a little bit. I was doing perfect, but it's just getting too hot. All right, so there we go. There's our header pipe and flange welded together. I'm not the best TIG welder, but I'm learning. And, well, I like that a lot. I think it looks pretty good. Now, I gotta go get those other bolts so we can bolt this thing down, but we'll go ahead and clean up the header and put it on. Man, it's been an adventure putting the Briggs Raptor on max. I did get the longer bolts now, and I've got the clutch and the chain installed. The chain tightened up pretty good. Just a couple more things to do. I need to stick the vent filter on and put oil in the engine. Then I can turn the gas on and we can give it a try. Let's take a look. So I've got the clutch on. This is my max torque clutch. I was using previously on a different engine. I believe this was on the 224, had this clutch on it for a while. Yes, the washers are off center. I had to drill it for a 3/4 shaft. And well, I didn't drill it center, but that's all right. Chains in. It's okay. You know, it's going to stretch a little bit. It looks pretty good. Tensioners already. I'm going to go ahead and check these bolts again one more time, just to make sure that it's tight and I won't leak oil. I have two vents up here on the top, two barb fittings, and I just put a cap on one of them because I was going to buy a plug and I forgot. So I just put a cap on one and I'm going to put the filter on the other. My welds, the header's ready to go. Yeah, everything looks good. Everything looks really good. I just got to put that filter on, bring it down, put some oil in it. Well, I'm going to check these bolts again and give it some pulls, see if it starts. That'll be the first time I've ever started this engine. If I can remember, I'll put a picture here somewhere of what the engine looked like when I bought it, when I got it, and what it looks like now. It's way different. It looks very nice. Yeah, this engine's come a long way. Hopefully it runs and does a good job. So check it out. Here's that filter I bought. I always buy these. These are the ones I always go to. Look at the packaging Amazon sent this time. Thank you, Amazon, for taking such good care of your packaging. Right? Crazy. I'll leave a link in the description for this filter. This is the one I like to use. And I'm going to put it on right now. Okay, there we go. Got the filter on there. I've got my Pulse Carts Venturi I got from Pulse Carts. Just because I don't have a filter. And this will allow it to kind of filter it. Somewhat. So it's all together now. I lost my stickers. I gotta find my stickers I have. I have the Briggs sticker that goes here and one that goes right here. But we'll deal with that later. I'm gonna go ahead and set it down. We'll put some oil in it and we'll give it a couple pulls. Okay, I put oil in it. Should be ready to go. I just gotta add some fuel and pull it over and see what happens. I've never heard this engine run. I've had this engine for more than a year probably, or about a year, and when I decided to build it, you know, I had some problems with the piston and rings. Luckily I got some help with that from Kentucky Fried Fixes, and well, I was able to get everything else. I wish I had new rings. I don't have new rings. I may find some. I think I found a whole new piston that comes with the rings. That's 10 thousandths over. I may pick that up. I found it on eBay here recently. I may pick that up. It looks like the right piston. But I mean, if it runs good the way it is, we just might leave it that way. I made the string a little short, so it kind of pulls short. I hope that's not a problem. You remember, right, we did cut the shaft to change the type of pull start on it. And man, I'm nervous and excited all at the same time. I've never heard this engine run. Tires off the ground. I did put a chain on it, and maybe I should have waited to put the chain on it until I got the engine dialed in. You know, because we're gonna have to dial in the RPM and the idle and all that. I've never used this carburetor either. It's a new carburetor. In fact, this carburetor may be too small for this engine. This is a 19 millimeter and it should be a 22 or 24, I believe. We're gonna find out right now because we're gonna start it. Couple more specs. It's got the billet flywheel. It's got the 94 SS cam. It's got the Predator coil in it with a new wire. Custom exhaust. Yeah. What do you say we go ahead and get this started? I've been waiting a long time for this. I'm sure you have too. See if we can get it to fire over at all. So it's turned on. The gas is on. Should have filled the bowl by now. Really short throw on the carburetor. That's weird. Well, let's give it some fire and see what happens. See how short that is? You know what? I didn't hook my engine kill up. I should do that. So, after all that build-up, after all that work on the engine, I can't get it to start. It'll kind of sputter, poof, poof, but it will not start. I have pulled it. I even tried my electric drill to turn it over. I even pulled it so hard the rope came out of it. Nothing. It's not gonna run. I don't know what to say. I guess it's time to get it out of the frame and take it apart again and try to figure out why. We'll check. It's got spark. It's got fuel. It's got oil. It has compression. How much compression? Maybe not enough. Maybe we should do a compression test. Yeah, kind of disappointed. I really wanted this engine to run. Of all of my engines, I wanted this one to run. I really was hoping that it was going to be the one that's just going to be crazy. I was really really excited to build this Raptor, and well, maybe it was just done. You know, it was pretty much rusted. It was completely seized up when I got it. Maybe it was just done. You know, dead engine. Didn't want to live anymore. I don't know. But we tried. We gave it everything. Switch is on. It's got spark. I've already checked. It's got gas. I've tried it with choke and without choke. Pulled the spark plug out. Checked it. Nothing. Nothing. So, with that said, if you got anything to add, maybe something I should check more, you know, throw it down there in the comment section. Give Willie some ideas of things to check that I may not have already checked. Maybe the coil is not firing at the right time. Maybe the cam. Maybe even though I verified the cam position, maybe the cam's not in the right time. I don't know. It looked good when I put it together. So, show Willie some love. Give it a thumbs up. This wasn't successful with DIY Willy project. Unfortunately, it's not running. And, well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what happened. We have to get it out of the bike again. And, who knows? I'll continue to fidget with it a little bit. I'll pull the coil off again. I'll check the coil gap. I don't know. Maybe I'll put a Briggs coil on it and see if a Briggs coil works at a better spot. Or something, you know? I don't know. If you liked the video, help Willie out. Give it a thumbs up. Like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And welcome back to DIY Willy. Or more on the little Briggs Raptor and see if we can't get it running. I'll read all the comments you guys leave down there, see if we can figure it out together, what happened. And it looks nice. It's a beautiful engine. But it didn't work out. So, well, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully we can figure this out. Thanks for watching. Bye.